Hey, friends and purpose partners, hope you're having a great day. I'm Brandie Thomas, and today I'm going to be diving into how to set up your calendar inside of the Scalability platform. So let's dive in. All right, so today I'm going to be diving into how to use the calendar feature inside of the Scalability all-in-one platform. So the first thing you're going to do is come over here to your menu, and you're going to scroll down to calendars. So you can see I'm already there for you. And if you don't have your calendar settings already set up, you're going to see this page and you're going to go to calendar settings. And that's going to be under like your profile settings. And so here is where you can create your calendar. You can create different groups. You can have your service menu, your rooms, your equipment, all of that thing, all of these different things, your preferences, your availability, and your connections. So we're going to go through each of these today. So the first one is actually creating your new calendar. So you can come here and hit new calendar, and then you have all of these different options. So if you've ever worked inside of Calendly, it's very similar to that logic and concept. So you can have a service calendar if maybe you have a service-based business, like maybe a cleaning service, or you're a tech expert, or maybe you're like a maintenance. This is a great calendar feature for you. Simple calendar, those are really just those one-to-one, maybe it's a discovery call and you just have that one-to-one meeting that you want your clients to book. Round robin, this is great if you're doing troubleshooting calls, you're doing different interviews, and you have a team that you want to work with. So in this view, they can select individually who the person they want to get on a call with from your team, or they can choose who schedules best. So they can select, I just give me the best calendar view. I'm going to pick the one and I don't really care who I talk to, or I want to see each team's individual calendar. Class booking. So this is like if you're doing a webinar style, you can have the one event with many people attending, and then collective booking. So again, this is to schedule meetings with multiple team members simultaneously. So great for sales calls, especially if you have somebody doing your sales calls and closing calls, or you're having technical support. That's a great feature for that. Okay, so you can choose which one you want. I'm just going to do a simple calendar view for this option for this training, but basically it's all the same. So you can do your calendar name. So I'm just going to do discovery call. You can add your description. So this is what they'll see. You will put your, what is this call about? You can have your custom URL. So I'm just going to do test discovery call 2. Sometime you got to see which ones. Do I want it to be 30 minutes, 45 minutes? Do I need it to be an hour? You can change that here. Where do you want to be available? Do you want to change it up? And if you want to have like just a set availability, you can do that under this availability tab here. But if you want some custom hours, you can do that here. So I don't work on Mondays or Fridays, so I'm really just available on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from let's say 9 to 4 p.m. And then I can have my meeting location. So this is where you can have your Zoom link or your Google Meetup link, and then advanced settings. So this is where you can really get customized. So you can have your own logo here. If you have a group, you can connect that here, your meeting location again. So I like to have the custom meeting invite title to be like discovery call. And I have the contact name, so I know who's actually coming into that meeting, and I can have my Zoom link here. My availability, again, I can customize that here under the advanced. So maybe on, Tuesdays, I actually need to start at 10 because it's preschool drop off at 9. And so I really want to have space to kind of get my morning going. Maybe I can work a little later on Wednesday. So you can really set that here. Have your meeting intervals, the duration. So the interval is going to show you, it's going to allow the audience to book in 30-minute increments. So even if it's an hour meeting, they can say, I want to book at 1:30 and go 1:30 to 2:30. So that's what that interval means. And then you set your meeting duration to 30 minutes, 60, whatever. how many days or minutes, hours do you want? So typically, like, I don't want people booking within the hour. So they need to book at least an hour out and, or maybe it's a date range. Maximum bookings per day. I usually leave this blank, but you can have that. If you were like, I only want 4 4 discovery calls a day, or if it's like 4 sales calls a day, because if it's more than that, maybe it's just too draining for you. You can set that. How many bookings per slot? 1, because I'm just doing one-on-one. Now this would change if you are doing more of like a webinar feature, then you're like, I want 99 people on my call. You can set like a buffer time, so you can do the 5 or 10-minute buffer time. Make sure that whenever you're making changes, you are hitting save so that all of these things do save. So save and save often. Learned that in college, that motto, and I think it's really done me well. So they have a default form, which is first name, last name, email, phone, and notes. Now, if you want to have specific questions, you will have to go back to the sites section on your dashboard and actually create a new form. And then once that form is created, you'll see that in the drop down here. Then you can have your confirmation. So this is definitely recommended too if you're collecting their email and maybe phone number information so that you can text them and mark it to them, having that consent checkbox, and you can customize that to say like, hey, my company, Victorious Entrepreneurs Rising, you consent to receiving texts and emails and marketing from me. Then you can do notifications and additional options. So you can have the acknowledgement email, allow Google Calendar to send invitation and updates, allow rescheduling, allow canceling. There's some instances where I don't want people to reschedule or cancel. I don't want to give them that option, like especially if it's like a webinar, they can't reschedule or cancel. So that's why you can toggle those on and off. And then you can link to your calendar. So that again is back in a different section, which I'll show you, but you can sync it to your Gmail, your Outlook calendar, and it can be one-way, two-way sync, and you can set that up. And then customize, so you can have a cover image. So like I typically have my logo here. You can have different, do you want it neo or classic for the widget style? You can set your colors to your brand colors. And you can then preview that widget here. So you can see what it looks like. All right, so let's go back now and we will look at some of the other options. Okay, so when we go back to our calendar view, that'll show up now in your calendar settings if it's saved for me. It may not have hit saved. Okay, so now you can see it here. It's going to show up, and I can edit it. I can clone it. So that's really helpful. Preferences. So this is where you can have, I want Zoom, Google Meetup, phone. Maybe it's a actual location where you're meeting. So you can set that up. You can set how your week looks. So maybe you don't want your week to start on the weekend. You want it to start on Monday. And your time format. So make sure that you're in your actual time zone too. Your availability. This is where if you want to just have a set availability. So for the most part, my schedule's the same, and I just want all my calendars to be on that same schedule and not necessarily customize them. I can set that here. And again, connections. This is where you can connect your Google, your Outlook, your iCloud, and Zoom for conferencing and Google. So that's where you can set those up. And then Stripe is also great. Like so I have some coaching clients where they pay me at the exact same time they book the meeting to work with me. And so I can connect my Stripe account for that specific calendar event. Okay, so now that you have your calendar created, there's a couple things that I want to show you that you're going to have to do. So if you want to have a workflow, you have to go back to the main menu page and actually create an automation. So the automation is where it's going to schedule those 24-hour reminders, an hour, 5-minute reminders. And this is what you're going to have to do if you want more than just that acknowledgement email, which I definitely recommend. So you can either start from scratch or you can import one of their templates. So again, they have a lot of templates here that you can use that have already been written for you. And so let's see if they have one that I can just take from. So like appointment confirmation reminder is a great one. I don't necessarily want the survey. So let me see if they have a different one. Appointment booking. This is send them booking link. I don't need to send them a booking link. Let's see, here we go. I want this recipe for the appointment confirmation and reminder. So I'm going to select that. And it's already going to have some defaults for me. So I just need to come in here then. I can rename it up here. So I like to name my workflows. So I would do discovery call workflow. So now I know which calendar has different workflows. So again, you will have to do this for each calendar, but you can clone these, then rename them, and you just switch out the triggers and maybe some of the other things. So it really depends on how detailed you want, but you would do, so the trigger is the appointment status, and I want to add a filter so that it is a specific calendar. So I want to just denote that this is the confirmed and it's for this calendar, the test discovery. Again, I'm going to save that trigger. Now I'm going to show you something that's not in here that I really love. And this is the send internal notification. So I love this. You can do an email or text. I love to do a text, and you can make it so it's all users, assigned user, particular user. And then you can select your name, and then you can say, hey, appointment. So this is the tag, and where you can like do those values. So I'm going to say appointment was booked for start date and time, and I can say that action. So immediately when somebody books, I'm going to get notified as well. Just a text. So sometimes like I don't always see it come through my calendar, so I like to have that extra confirmation. Then they have the confirmation email that's going to go to the person who booked the appointment. And so it's going to show it's coming from you, your name, your email. This is the location, name, and email you would have set up in your business profile section. You can change the subject. So again, anytime you see this little tag icon, that gives you those custom values. So I like to say, full name, appointment confirmation, or you can do title here too. So I can see like Brandie Thomas, discovery call, appointment confirmation. That's what it would look like. And then it has all of these details. I can switch out my Zoom link here and customize that. So then we're going to hit save again. So now it's saying it's going to wait 24 hours. There's a 24-hour reminder. You can go ahead and customize if you want these other things, the subject or the text box. So make sure you're switching out for your Zoom code or your Google Meetup code, whatever it is, your phone number, however you're contacting them. Save that. Then you have the one reminder, the text message. So again, you can edit all of these. So I'm not going to go through all of them. And then another thing that I like to do is I like to send myself another internal reminder. So I'm going to add that again here for your meeting is in 5 minutes. And then again, I can put all of the appointment information, the title, and I can do the meeting location and then hit save action. So now I'm also going to get notified of of a text, and then it ends. So then I can save. You're gonna wanna publish as well, so that it turns on. A couple other features, and then you'll hit save again, are your settings. So if you're going to want somebody to continue to book with you, you wanna make sure you turn on the allow re-entry. For that, so that somebody can just come in if they book multiple discovery calls. Otherwise, it's gonna be like a one and done. Like they can only book one discovery call one time. So you wanna make sure you turn that on. Make sure you have your time zone set up. Again, that is in your business profile settings. And you can have specific details from like your sender. Enrollment history, this is where you'll actually see, like, did that person come in? Were there any issues under the execution logs? So you can see if your workflow had any issues, and then hit save. And that is pretty much what you need for the automation side of your workflow. The last thing I want to show you is a form and how to set up a form if you want to customize that, like add questions when people book with you. So you can go to sites. And you can come here and do forms, and then you can add a form. And you can, again, start from scratch, choose a template. I want to start from scratch because I'm going to have custom questions. So it's already going to give me like the first, last, email, phone. And then I can come here and create some custom fields. And this is where it's going to show. So when they book, you will have to go to that contact and look under their contact information, and it'll show you like all of their responses to any form that they've ever filled out. So I want to create, a single line question, hit next. I'm going to name the field. What would you like to discuss today? I want it to store under the contact. I want it grouped under their additional information section under their contact. And then I can hit save. So now that's going to show up for me once it gets loaded under here, and I can drag and drop it over. The other thing I want to point out too is that you can name your field up here, test form. And then you can come here and toggle this little style and option, and you can change your fonts, your colors, your button colors, all in this area to have a background image. So really all of that, it just depends on your brand. So you have different theme options. Here's where you can have like a, hey, thank you so much for submitting this questionnaire. And again, you can just play around with the different options. So hit save. So now once this form is created, this is my custom form that I want, I can come back to, if you recall, that calendar. And I can come here and edit it. And under forms and payments, now it's going to show up here. So now instead of having the default scalability form, it's going to have the custom form that I built for them to use for that specific calendar event. So, and then you'll hit save again. All right, friends. So that is kind of like the quick and dirty, maybe not so quick, version of how to build out your calendar inside of the Scalability platform. I hope this was really helpful for you. Again, if you have any questions, you can drop those in the comments. And as always, if you're looking for an all-in-one platform, Scalability is one of my favorites. I built on multiple Kajabi, Kartra, Groove, Wix, Squarespace, and this really has so many features that you need to scale and grow your business in the online space. So you can grab my 14-day free subscription in the comments below and get access to your membership today. So with that, have a great day, and I will see you next time.